Alright, today we're looking at lesson 4.3. I call this 4.3a. It's the first part. Alright, today we're going to be writing quadratic equations in standard form. This will lead up to solving quadratic equations by factoring. Okay, so today the first thing you need to remember is your FOIL method for multiplying binomials. Let's say we have x minus 6 times x minus 2. Alright, you want to multiply them together. You want to be sure that everything here is multiplied times everything there. F in FOIL stands for first terms. We multiply the x times the x and we get x squared. O in FOIL stands for outer terms. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. I stands for the inner terms. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. And L stands for the last terms. Negative 6 times negative 2 is a positive 12. Now, usually you'll be able to combine these two middle terms, the negative 2 and the negative 6, give you the negative 8. So when you're using your FOIL method to multiply these out, of course, multiplying these will give you this. Now that's key today because we're going to be doing that on every problem. Okay, write a quadratic equation in standard form with the given roots. Okay, so what we want is we want the equation to cross the x-axis at 3 and at negative 5. Okay, here's how you do it. If it's going to cross at 3, we're going to need an x minus 3. All right? This sign in the middle, the minus, is always going to be the opposite of the sign of this number. Okay, so since that's a positive 3, we want a minus 3. And then we're going to take care of the negative 5 next. All right, so since that's a negative 5, I need an x plus 5. And now, here's our equation. To make this an equation, we'll set it equal to 0. And now we simply use the FOIL method. X times x is x squared. Okay? X times 5 is 5x. Negative 3 times x is minus 3x. And negative 3 times a positive 5 is minus 15. And once you've done that, you can combine your like terms in the middle here. Usually, you'll be able to combine those. 5x minus 3x is 2x. So I have x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0. Now, going back to yesterday's lesson, let's take a look at that on the calculator. All right, I have x squared minus 2x, or plus 2x minus 15. Okay, go to our calculator screen. Okay, refresh my memory again. X squared plus 2x minus 15. X squared plus 2x minus 15. Now, as you can see, I'll copy this back over to our main screen. All right, as you can see on this one, well, our goal was to get an equation, quadratic equation in standard form with the given roots. Okay, as we can see here, we've got the 3 is 1, 2, 3 right here. The negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 is right there. So you can see this does work, and that gives us the equation that we need here. Okay, now then, let's kick it up a notch. Okay, here we can see that we've got fractions that we're going to be writing the equation for. So, we want it to have these roots. Now, this method is the method that's taught in the textbook. I don't like that method. I'm going to show you an easier method. Once again, as before, since our first term is negative 7/8, I'm going to put x plus 7/8. And since I've got a positive 1/3, I'm going to do x minus 1/3. Now here's a little trick that I use. You see the 8 right here on the bottom? What we're going to do with that 8 is I'm going to move that to in front of the x. So I'm going to take that 8 right here and I'm going to put it right in front of that x. Alright. So what I have is 8x plus 7. That gets rid of the fractions. Likewise, I'm going to do the same thing over here with this 3. I'm going to move it in front of this x. So I'm going to have 3x minus 1. Now once that I've done that, I can do my FOIL method. Okay, I will go ahead and multiply out my 8x times my 3x, and that's going to get me a 24x squared. Okay, now my outer terms. 8x times negative 1 is minus 8x. Now I'll do my inside terms. Positive 7 times 3x is 21x. And my last terms, positive 7 times a negative 1 is a minus 7. Okay, now we'll combine our middle terms here. So middle terms need to go together. I'll have 24x squared. Let's see, that's going to be plus 13x minus 7. So that's an equation, set it equal to 0. And as you can see right here, it matches what they've got right there. Hopefully. Yes, it does. It's just fine. Okay, that's today's lesson. Come back tomorrow and go over 4.3b, part 2.